Your seats so we may begin the program. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the Air and Space Forces Association Chairman of the Board and former Cyber Patriot National Commissioner, Bernie Scotch.
It's so great to be back with you nice people. Would you please stand and join me as we hear our national anthem? Please join me in recognizing the University of Maryland ROTC for that fine job. Please be seated. On behalf of the Air and Space Forces Association, welcome to the Cyber Patriot 15 National Finals Competition Banquet and Awards Ceremony. After 3 years of virtual and hybrid events, it's wonderful to have all 28 teams back in person for the National Finals competition. We express our heartfelt thanks to Cyber Patriots government and industry supporters, our AFA leaders and the educators, administrators, coaches, mentors, team assistants, and parents who make the program possible. At AFA, we're extremely proud of this program. More than 5,200 teams registered for the competition this year. Thank you to every participant for your support and for continuing to be a part of Cyber Patriot. We're most grateful for the support of our sponsors who have allowed us to expand Cyber Patriot from its humble beginning to a nation-leading STEM program of today. The Northrop Grumman Foundation, Cisco, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, Air Force Reserve, AT&T, the Boeing Company, Air and Space Force K-12 SIM, American Military University, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Gannon University, Leidos, MasterCard, and University of Maryland Global Campus. Please welcome them all to this evening's events. With their outstanding support of Cyber Patriot, we now have reached more than 300,000 students, achieving our goal of increasing STEM participation among students of all backgrounds. Not only have their financial contributions helped us rapidly grow this dynamic program, but the involvement of their employees nationwide has deeply enriched the student experience through their mentorship that they've offered. Our thanks also to our cyber partners, BTB Security, Blue Vector, Clear Focus, Synergistic, ExoStar, Look to the Right, Riverside Research, Robert Morris University, Tenable, Wellbrewed, and Zapata Technology. Please thank them through the same means. A special thank you goes out to our founding partner, the Center for Infrastructure Assurance and Security at the University of Texas at San Antonio. They were a key player in launching Cyber Patriot, and they continue to remain a critical element to the program as our technical partner. And thank you also to Cisco for their outstanding support of our national finals competition. Beyond providing the Cisco Networking Academy Challenge, they also provide the backbone used to run the competition. In addition, we thank AFA volunteers and leaders nationwide who have joined us in the program. And last but certainly not least, our thanks to the staff of the Bethesda North Marriott Hotel and Conference Center for their outstanding support these past few days. Please join me in recognizing all these wonderful supporters. In the 15th season of Cyber Patriot alone, nearly 5,000 coaches and mentors spent countless hours guiding students throughout this competition. Let's not forget the parents of these students, and Cyber Patriot wouldn't be here without you. Thank you all for your ongoing support of our program and of this next generation of cyber leaders. This year, 865 middle school division teams 1,509 teams from all service junior ROTC programs, Civil Air Patrol, and U.S. Naval Sea Cadet Corps, and 2,890 open division teams entered the competition. Teams came from all 50 states, the District of Columbia, U.S. Overseas Territories, U.S. Department of Defense dependent schools in Europe and the Pacific, as well as teams from Canada. To the select students who have made it here tonight, congratulations. Following dinner, we will recognize the winners of the Cyber Patriot 15 National Finals Competition. We have many distinguished guests with us this evening. Please join me in welcoming just a few of them. Chief Information Officer for the Department of the Air Force and our guest speaker for this evening, Ms. Lauren Knossenberger. Also speaking this evening are Deputy Chief of Space Operations for Intelligence, U.S. Space Force, Major General Greg Gagnon. Vice President of Engineering for Northrop Grumman's Mission Systems Sector, Aaron Copeland. Director of Global Government and National Security for Cisco, Cindy DiCarlo. Director of Acquisition and Innovation Policy at Boeing, the Honorable Veronica Daigle. We also welcome our sponsors, Vice President for Engineering and Sciences for Airborne Multifunction Sensors Division for Northrop Grumman Mission Systems, Jeremy Knupp. K through 12 STEM Education Lead for Northrop Grumman Corporate Citizenship, Wendy Binder. The Regional Manager for Cisco Networking Academy for North America, Rebecca Chisholm. Manager of Digital Learning for the Air and Space Forces K-12 STEM, Jordan Rader. The Account Manager for San Antonio and Greater Texas Region for Leidos, Rick Lipsey. Dean of Enrollment Management for Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Prescott, Brian Doherty. The Director of the Center for Infrastructure Assurance and Security at the University of Texas, San Antonio, Dr. Greg White. From the Air and Space Forces Association, Vice Chairman of the Board for Education, Stephen Gorley. President and CEO of AFA, Lieutenant General Retired Orville Wright. And Executive Vice President of AFA, Major General Retired Doug Rayburn. I'd like to take a moment to thank our Air Force Junior ROTC and Civil Air Patrol leaders who have supported the competition since its inception, and the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, and Space Force Junior ROTC and Naval Sea Cadet leaders who have joined us since. Here tonight we have the Strategic Plans Officer, Junior ROTC Director for the U.S. Army Cadet Command, Jonathan Thompson. Operations Manager, Headquarters Marine Corps Junior ROTC, Paul Journet. Program Manager of Leadership Development for Air Force Junior ROTC, Wayne Barron. National Command Chief of Civil Air Patrol, Chief Master Sergeant Todd Parsons. And if you haven't been recognized, give yourselves a round of applause. I'm going to depart from the script momentarily to recognize someone very special who's with us tonight. Diane Miller, would you please stand? Diane Miller was with the program for many years, and without her and Northrop Grumman's great support, we would have never gotten to where we are. Thank you, Diane. And now I invite Cyber Patriot Senior Director of Competition Operations, Frank Zabrowski, to recap the journey of the 28 finalist teams during the 15th season of Cyber Patriot. Frank?
Well, Cyber Patriot 15 kicked off in October with 5,266 teams. After 2 rigorous online rounds of competition, the open and all service divisions were divided into 3 tiers: platinum, gold, and silver. The teams competed within their tiers for state awards. The top 50% of middle school and the top 25% of high school advanced to the semifinals. The top 25% of those teams were going to the national finals, competing for a national finals competition in the semifinals. Now, there were platinum level teams faced with traditional challenges of virtual machine images, a Cyber Patriot web-based competition, the Cisco Netacad Challenge, and the Boeing Cyber Physical Systems Challenge. Based on their scores in the semifinals, the top middle school and platinum tier teams then advanced to the national finals competition. This week, all 3 divisions competed in a Network Security Master Challenge. During this challenge, teams were provided with a variety of operating system images. Participants on each team assumed the roles of administrators of a small business. During the challenge, teams were tasked with finding and fixing security vulnerabilities, maintaining critical services, and all the while resolving injects. However, there was a professional red team perpetrating attacks against them while they were trying to do this. All 3 divisions also competed in a Cisco Netacad challenge. During this challenge, teams were required to build a complex but secure network using the hands-on exercise, and they were also given a network quiz to test their knowledge. The open and all service divisions also faced the Boeing Cyber Physical Systems Challenge. Teams were presented an operational system that tracks and maintains flight information. Each team acted as a product security engineering team that had been tasked with securing the system from threats that could impact air safety. Please join me again in congratulating our national finalists for their outstanding performance throughout the year and during the national finals competition. At this time, I would like to invite Cyber Patriot Senior Director of Business Operations and the Cyber Patriot National Commissioner, Rachel Zimmerman, to introduce the teams. Rachel?
So I will start with the middle school division. From Design 39 campus in San Diego, California, Team Cyber Aegis Vitalis. From Oak Valley Middle School in San Diego, California, Team Cyber Aegis Eris. And from Toby Johnson Middle School in Elk Grove, California, the other half. Now, on to the all-service division. Representing Army Junior ROTC from the King's Academy in Woodstock, Georgia, Team Alpha Knights. And from the Theodore Roosevelt High School in San Antonio, Texas, Team TX Patriot Bates 64. Representing Junior ROTC from Chaparral High School in Temecula, California, the Keyboard Kings. And from Troy High School in Fullerton, California, Runtime Terror. Representing Marine Corps Junior ROTC from Allen High School in Allen, Texas, Team C2. And from Marine Military Academy in Harlingen, Texas, the Devil Dogs. Representing Air Force Junior ROTC from Knob Noster High School in Knob Noster, Missouri, the Computer Colonels. And from Scripps Ranch High School in San Diego, California, the Terabyte Falcons. Representing Civil Air Patrol from Boise Composite Squadron in Boise, Idaho, the Boise Bees. From Fullerton Composite Squadron in Fullerton, California, Team Entropy. And from Raritan Valley Composite Squadron in Manville, New Jersey, the Cyber Eagles. And representing the U.S. Naval Sea Cadet Corps from Band of the West Division in Redwood City, California, the Silicon Knights. And from the Sacramento Division in Sacramento, California, Team Spartans. On to the 12 open division teams. From Carmel High School in Carmel, Indiana, the Cyber Hounds. And from Del Norte High School in San Diego, California, Team Cyber Aegis Drift and Cyber Aegis Tempest. From Enox High School in Modesto, California, the Pentabytes. From Faith Lutheran High School in Las Vegas, Nevada, Team Shields Up. From Franklin High School in Elk Grove, California, Team Half Dome. From Grandview High School in Aurora, Colorado, Team GJD Cubed. From Highlands Ranch High School in Highlands Ranch, Colorado, Team File Transfer Protocol. From Olathe Northwest High School in Olathe, Kansas, Team Ballin. Whistler High School in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Team Syntax Error. From Troy High School in Fullerton, California, Team Baboons Together Strong. And from Vista Ridge High School in Cedar Park, Texas, Team Lone Star Company, NJROTC plus MOE. A big round of applause for all the outstanding teams who have distinguished themselves as the best of the best. Congratulations. And now, ladies and gentlemen, dinner is served.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage AFA's Director of STEM Education Programs, Stu Pettis.
Thank you so very much. I'm pleased to introduce our keynote speaker for this evening. Ms. Lauren Knausenberger is the Chief Information Officer of the Department of the Air Force, comprised of the United States Air Force and the U.S. Space Force. She leads 3 directorates and supports over 20,000 cyber operations and support personnel around the globe with a portfolio valued at over $17 billion. That's with a B, billions. As Chief Information Officer, Ms. Knausenberger is responsible for cybersecurity and oversees the ethical use of artificial intelligence in the department. She integrates warfighting and mission support capabilities by networking and securing air, space, and terrestrial assets. Ms. Knausenberger is a graduate of the University of Maryland and the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School of Business. But most importantly for us here today, she's a woman in STEM and she is a leader in STEM. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Ms. Knausenberger.
All right, good evening. Are you enjoying your dinner, your dessert, the wonderful company you have out there? Well, good. And I'm thrilled to see a lot of families here. By the way, parents, you're rocking it. Well done. Let's give a round of applause to the parents just for a moment. So I have 2 little girls, 7 and 9. Maybe in a few more years they'll be competing here and getting to play with all of the folks that are doing just incredible things. I have to say that it is really exciting to be here. I love seeing the energy in this room. I loved meeting some of the teams earlier, and believe it or not, I remember being in your shoes in middle school and in high school. And I was big into STEM at that time, also the arts. And it's really exciting because for you, your future is a blank canvas. And you, just in being here and competing as you have in this competition, all of the things that you have to navigate on a daily basis, it's probably even harder to be a teenager now with all of the many new things with social media. We didn't have social media like in the 90s quite yet. You know, Facebook kind of showed up, Friendster and MySpace kind of around the time I was in college. And at least, you know, back in the 90s when I was in middle school and high school, you know, I could just steal my dad's old flannel shirts and wear them to high school. And that was actually a cool thing to wear. You know, you guys have to worry about, you know, more emergent fashion trends these way too. But I do want to share something with you. This is a little spoiler alert for your future that some of you already know this and some of you won't figure this out until you're 22 and you get your first offer in the cyber field for like 100K, which is like double what your friends are going to get. Okay. And that is that geeks rule the world. So, yes. And this is really, really true. This is really true. So you were in the right place. You were developing the right skills. Even in the Pentagon, it makes me really happy that when I send a note to the guys that run our budget or our vice chief or our chief, wow, that's an awesome geeky question. They take that as a huge compliment because everyone is trying to get smarter in cyber and data and AI. And everyone realizes that the digital foundation that we set is the foundation for our competitive advantage, not just as a Department of Defense, but as a nation. And so I want you to remember that. I want to give a couple shout outs. First, I don't know if our Terps are still here, but the Terp color guard, and I noticed it was an all female Terp color guard. They rocked it. Go Terps. I am a proud graduate of the University of Maryland. I noticed that a couple of the teams took pictures with their instruments. I, once upon a time, fun fact, played the saxophone so that I could get floor seats to every single UMD game. Oh, we got a couple sax players out there? All right, all right. I have to say, it actually was great to see the teams taking a picture with their instruments as well, because as much as I'm an advocate for STEM, I'm even more so an advocate for STEAM. You got to have the arts in there too. I think it's a really great way to add to the teamwork, to add to the creativity. And anymore, STEM is all about designing the future as well as being able to create and execute and implement that future. And it all comes into leadership and teamwork and being able to do things together. So I was excited to see people highlighting that side of your life in your team pictures. I want to call out a couple other teams. So Runtime Terror, I give you the best name award. You are what runs through my nightmares. Well done. We get nailed by syntax errors quite often too, so well done. And I loved that the Silicon Knights and the Half Dome guys brought in the arts. Well done. And then I want to give Cisco a shout out too, because you all did a great thing. I was meeting with some of the teams out in the hallway, and I heard so many of the students just say Cisco forever, because you had all of the red teams kind of beating on you for a couple of days, and that's fantastic. Just wonderful outreach, wonderful opportunity for everyone to learn. I'll also say I'm a proud auntie of a senior at Howard University who also actually did an internship at Cisco. So definitely a fan. All right. I'm gonna ask you guys a couple questions. This is an audience participation moment, largely for the high school and middle school students. How many people learned something new during this competition? We got it. Okay, a lot of people. How many people had fun? How many people are coming back next year? Okay, all right, that's good. How many folks want a career in cyber or a STEM related field? All right, that's good. That's good. We're doing well. How many people want to always be in demand and never have to worry about money? Again, you are in the right room. Well done. And again, well done, parents. They'll be off the payroll when they're like 22. It'll be brilliant. How many people want to zap bad guys one day and use your cyber skills to advance national security? Anybody? We got a couple of people. How many people don't know yet? How many people don't know yet? Okay, there's a lot of people not answering right now. All right. So I will tell you, so I have a pretty cool job. You probably heard a couple things in my bio. It's a little formal. But if I kind of run down what I get to do, I get to secure air and space assets. So I get to make sure that, when airplanes are communicating, they're secure, ground networks, ground stations, space assets. I get to secure all of those interesting things, critical infrastructure, and also make sure that we can move data from anywhere to anywhere, even sometimes when we don't have comm. I also get to help advance AI in ethical AI, which actually lately means I get to play with ChatGPT a lot. Have you guys gotten to play with ChatGPT? Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, we'll see who can spot where in my comments tonight ChatGPT helped me. Okay, that'll be a game we'll play. So there are so many advances coming right now that we need to figure out how to integrate into our processes, into the way that we do defense, and also constantly be thinking about how we secure things. But I will tell you, so most of my career has been in the commercial sector. It did not occur to me to serve until I got tackled by a number of generals about 6 years ago. It was actually kind of an accident. I had an Air Force captain reach out to my husband, actually, and say, "Hey, I'd really like to have a beer with your wife." And after my husband stopped laughing, he gave the captain my number, and we met up at Blue Jacket Brewery down at the Navy Yard, and we were talking about pushing innovation in the Department of Defense and the roadblocks that there were, and making sure that we could bring ideas to life. And I drew out a framework. And that framework, I was an entrepreneur at the time. That framework became the most exciting thing that I was working on. There were lots of things that I was doing to earn money, to serve clients, to solve problems. But I have to tell you, working many, many places across angel investing, across the tech sector, just if you are looking for wicked hard problems to solve, the Department of Defense, the intelligence community, I've never found such an incredible place to solve problems. I've also never found such an incredible family. And so that's been pretty amazing. So you guys that are doing ROTC, I'm so excited for you too. The world is going to be your oyster for sure. But if you rewind back to me at age 17, I actually went and did an internship at NSA. So I was a 17-year-old with a top secret clearance. I went through a polygraph where they asked me questions. I didn't even know what those things were that they were asking me if I did at 17. I had no idea what they were talking about with some of the stuff. But it started an interest in national security and in solving problems that you couldn't solve anywhere else. And so at 17 and 18, when people joke around the Pentagon, like nobody starts as a GS1, I'll be like, oh, I did. I started as a GS1. And I was really excited about my 50-cent raise when I got to GS2. Let me tell you, around 1998, 1999, big bucks. But that actually laid a foundation for some really interesting technology and really getting into a pretty exciting mission back then. And I went away for a number of years from this mission, and it was through serendipity that I got pulled back in. But again, it's definitely been the pleasure of a lifetime. I want to share with you guys a couple of things about, I kind of made a top 5 list of why you should think about continuing a cyber career. Hopefully you guys are already sold. You're already crushing problems. You're already winning cyber competitions. You're already thinking about what you want to do in the future. But first, I want to share that, so number 1, cybersecurity is critical to national defense. I'm sure you've noticed that the world has become a little more complicated. It's been complicated for a while, but having Russia invade Ukraine, we had to have a lot of cyber professionals do a lot of work in advance. We had intelligence that said it was coming. It could have been a lot worse in the cyber domain. Why was it not worse? Because we had incredible cyber professionals, some who were probably in this competition, 10 years ago, who went and laid the groundwork and made sure that Russia couldn't take down the power plant, couldn't shut down the weapon systems, couldn't shut down the comm links that the Ukrainians would use to defend themselves. Pretty incredible stuff. And we've had some pretty amazing commercial partnerships, improving our agility to defend ourselves and to help defend other nations that we partner with. Second, and I think everybody in the room will relate to this one, we have a growing demand for cyber professionals. There's nobody that's like, oh yeah, I've got all the cyber people I need. We are good. Everyone is hiring. You need a job? Come talk to me. Come talk to anybody in this room. You'll be hired. There is such a huge demand. Everyone has openings for cyber professionals. And I will say that broadly. We're talking cybersecurity, cyber operations, ethical hacking, defensive cyber, data and AI software development. I mean, all of these skills build into what can be an awesome cyber professional, and we need those across our entire country. 3, and I love this part. I will tell you, when I was in high school, I only cared about technical skills. I thought like kind of the English stuff, I was like, that is so fluffy. Why would anyone want to study English? Although, have any of you guys seen the musical Avenue Q? Do you know Avenue Q? All right, the front row knows Avenue Q. All right, in the back, you got to Google this, okay? Or ask ChatGPT about Avenue Q. There is a song about what do you do with a BA in English. And I very obnoxiously once sang this song to my nephew, who is now a senior at Howard. And he actually told me the other day, he was like, thank you so much for singing that obnoxious song to me. Because he's very happy, of course, with his field. Now, granted, we have lots of people that did wonderful things with a BA in English. I don't want to take away. But at the time, I didn't value it. I have learned over time that when you can blend technical skills with soft skills and other skills, that's when you really get outsized impact. And so if you're honing your technical skills now, definitely over time, you're already getting into the critical thinking skills, the problem solving skills. That's how you're using technology. But the teamwork that you're learning, doing things like this, solving problems together, designing new ways to solve problems that maybe nobody's thought of before, using those creative skills. If you can combine that with technical skills, and especially if you can practice either with your friends, join a Toastmasters, whatever else, if you can practice helping to explain to non-technical people what in the world you just did, that is a huge skill. And that is something that will make you successful anywhere you are. Just be careful because you might get promoted out of the technical stuff that you love. So, say, no, I'm holding on to this. Number 4, cyber is a team effort. I mentioned that before. Once upon a time, there was I guess I still know some guys that fit this stereotype, but once upon a time, the stereotype was like the coders hung out in a dark room, wearing a hoodie, drinking Mountain Dew and eating Doritos. I mean, Mountain Dew and Doritos are delicious. We get it. But a lot of development teams now, that's completely not what they looked like. That was what they looked like kind of in the 90s. Now people are solving problems together. They're writing out the design for what they're going to do. They're doing the whole cycle. And the tech wizards have a total seat at the table. And don't forget that you have a seat at the table, and definitely learn to use your voice. And then number 5, it's exciting and it's always changing. There is always a new threat. There is always a new challenge. There is always a new area of technology that you have to apply to a really interesting problem set. And there is always a new way to hack it. And people are always going to want help from people that can think differently in the cat and mouse game of cyber, of how can I deploy this new capability? How is someone going to exploit it? How can I keep the people that are going to exploit it from doing that to me? And there is plenty of opportunity for you to contribute on all ends of that spectrum. And some of those ways we don't even know yet. We're at the very, very beginning stages of developing quantum technology. How long is it going to be before we kill Shor's algorithm and start breaking the encryption that we know today? I know a lot of intelligent people who disagree on this subject. What's your money ball? What comes after that? Probably an even faster cat and mouse game enabled by quantum. Who's going to help us prepare for that? You. It's not going to be me. It's going to be you guys. You're going to have to figure out how we address these new things. The good news is, if you are in this field, whether you decide to go into defense or not, you will never be bored. You will always be in demand, and you will always have wicked hard problems to solve. I was asked to talk a little bit about being a woman in STEM as well. And I will share that I guess I have been blessed to live in a bubble of a world where maybe nobody ever told me that there wasn't anything that I could do, or maybe I just chose to kind of not listen to any of those people and kind of substitute my own reality. What I will share is that anytime that you're the only in the room, insert woman, insert anything about you that is different, that people can see or that people can't see. Kind of take that as your secret weapon. Just remind yourself it's actually kind of cool to be the only one in the room like you. Because if you're the only one in the room like you, you're the only one in the room that's going to bring that different perspective. And that is what we need to win whatever fight it is, whether it's a corporation trying to go to market with a new product, a new technology before the other guys, whether you're deploying a warfighting capability that's going to save a partner nation. Being the guy at the table that has that different idea, that different perspective is amazing. So don't forget that. And really, no matter who you are, when you're in the room, there are a lot of folks, and I've chatted with people come from different backgrounds. People have different barriers. A lot of folks that even grew up at my time, that grew up in different parts of the country, that grew up in, different family structures. I come from some pretty strong grandmas and moms. So I actually had, so my great grandmother left the Midwest to come to DC. I had two grandmothers, one that left the South at 17 to come work for the FBI from some small town in Alabama. So I have a couple generations of strong women that kind of defied the curve. But people at different times in their journey, they have different inputs. And so all I'll say is wherever you're coming from, if you've ever had anybody for any reason tell you that you can't be something because of anything about you, I just invite you to reject their reality and substitute your own. And find a voice that you respect. It can be anybody that you can think of that you respect. And if you can't think of another voice, remember mine, that you belong in the room, you belong at the table, you're going to kick some butt, and just bring what you can bring. And you don't have to win over the room your first time in the room. It's okay to observe the room. It's really good to read the room. Contribute what you can contribute. And everyone is going to respect that contribution over time. I actually grew up with a younger brother. I grew up being in a lot of rooms where it was all guys. I loved playing really rough sports, so I guess I was kind of a tomboy growing up. I was used to being the only in the room. Now, I don't have to be the only in a lot of rooms now. There's still plenty where I'm the only woman in the room. But there's actually kind of a growing sisterhood in cyber. And as I was going through, so I'll be retiring in June from the Department of the Air Force. And I've been going through a couple of pictures throughout the past 6 years of serving. And there's some really interesting gems in there. And one was I was flying to San Antonio to visit the 16th Air Force, which is where we do our offensive and defensive cyber for our Air Force mission. The guys also that run our network operations at all levels of classifications, our super ninjas of the Department of the Air Force. And I remember the moment when we're on the plane with the Secretary, Frank Kendall, with General Brown, by the way, the first African-American Chief of Staff of the Department of the Air Force. And the Secretary kind of looks around and he's like, wow, I'm talking to all women. It was me as the CIO. We had Mary O'Brien as the A26, which is our general in charge of cyber operations. We had Leah Lauterbach, who's coming in as the next Chief of Cyber and Intel for the Air Force. We had Wanda Jones-Heath, who's our principal cyber advisor and also a strong Black woman, and the first tier 3 in the cyber space. That's a 3-star equivalent, a 3-star general equivalent. We did not plan this. Nobody was like, oh, I'm going to have all women in the cyber positions, but it happened. And I remember the Secretary looking around the plane and being like, this is kind of awesome. We better take a picture. So I have a picture on my phone that I'll probably share at some point on social media of that moment that we realized that. Now you would think that, hey, we've got the problem solved, right? We've got the problem solved, but there are still a lot of barriers for all sorts of folks that are the only in a room. And so that's really only one factor in a person. I think that we're making some good progress on just including all voices at the table wherever they're coming from. And so I'm excited that I've stood on many, many shoulders and that I think my path has been easier. The advice that I'll give for all of you guys, though, regardless of where you're coming from, is confidence is an incredible skill. It is an incredible skill. If you can walk into every room like you own it and forget all of your self-doubt and kind of fake it till you make it, it's a good life skill. Anytime that you can tell the voices that, maybe say, hey, you're not good enough to do whatever it is, tell them to be quiet and own your future. You guys, I started out with, your future is a blank canvas and you're bringing all of those colors together. You guys are still in the phase where you're like invincible. You can kind of just like, paint cannon at the canvas, which is amazing. Please do that. But just looking back, I guess I'm the old guy now. You have an incredible future ahead of you, and you are doing all the right things to set yourselves up. So I am so proud of you. I'm so glad to be a part of this. I'm so excited for your parents. I'm so excited for the future of our country. Actually, General Wright leaned over to me earlier tonight, and he was just looking back at all of you, and it's just like, oh man, When I look at this room, I just am so excited about the future of our country. So thank you so much for including me tonight. I hope I gave you a gem or two to think about later. But it's been a pleasure, and I can't wait to see all of you teams get your awards tonight. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Ms. Knausenberger. That was amazing. I mean, guys, going off script here, I've heard a lot of speakers over the years. That was phenomenal. I hope y'all took that and took to heart what she was saying. Now it's my pleasure to welcome back to the stage Cyber Patriot Senior Director of Business Operations and Cyber Patriot National Commissioner Rachel Zimmerman. Thanks.
All right, so with Dr. White from the Center for Infrastructure Assurance and Security at the University of Texas at San Antonio, please join me on stage.
Staff members from the Center for Infrastructure Assurance and Security at the University of Texas at San Antonio have monitored systems operating the Cyber Patriot 15 National Finals competition. We certify that the scores collected, reported, and compiled to determine winning teams are an accurate representation of competition results. There you go.
All right, thank you, Dr. White. So we will start the awards portion of the evening with the winner of the Boeing Cyber Physical System Challenge, with the Honorable Veronica Daigle, Director of Acquisition and Innovation Policy for Boeing Government Operations. Please join me on stage.
Thank you so much. It is really, really such an honor to be here and to represent Boeing, but more importantly, to represent my teammates at Boeing who put this challenge together. I have to tell you, they are extreme fans of Cyber Patriot, and we're just so excited to be a part of this and to be a part of this evening. And looking out, I think I can echo what the general said. It is just such an inspiration to see all of you, and it just really gives us great hope for the future. So thank you so much for participating, and thank you for everything that you've done. The mission of the Boeing Challenge, which the participants chose to accept, put them in the shoes of a product security engineer to use their knowledge of cybersecurity principles and best practices to analyze and secure the operational system, which is a live system that tracks and maintains real-time information. So the competitors in this challenge embody the commitment that our product security engineers make every day to ensure that our products and services are safe, secure, resilient throughout their life cycle, from concept design and development to the production of operations and sustainment. We were so impressed by your dedication, the level of intensity and focus that you brought to this. And I want to thank you for your determination. You're all the future. So keep up the good work, and thank you. So it is now my pleasure to announce the winning team of the Boeing Cyber Physical Systems Challenge. And I love that I get to open an envelope to do this. And I have to say, the award for this is pretty cool. It's a model of a 747. Which is a very, very special aircraft. All right, the winner of the Boeing Cyber Physical System Challenge is the Cyber Hounds from Carmel High School.
Thank you, Ms. Daigle. The Boeing Challenge was a wonderful addition to the national finals this year. Next, we will announce the winners of the Cisco NetAcad Challenge Awards. Would Cindy DiCarlo, Cisco's Director of Global Government and National Security, please join me on stage?
Right. It was a great competition this year. In general, just to let folks know, the bar rose. We saw better scores on the networking competition this year than we have in the past. And I really want to congratulate everyone who's out there in the audience and all of the competitors for the hard-fought fight. Having said that, it is now my pleasure to announce the All-Service Division team. Oh, I'm sorry, the middle school division for the Cisco Networking Academy Challenge. All right, the middle school division Cisco NetAcad Challenge winner is Cyber Aegis Eris. Oak Valley Middle School. Okay, now it is my pleasure to announce the All-Service Division team finishing in third place in the Cisco NetAcad Challenge. Each student on the third place team will receive a $1,000 educational grant from Cisco Systems for their education. Oh, wait, somebody stop this one. All right, the Cisco NetAcad Challenge All-Service Division third place winner is the Terabyte Falcons from Scripps Ranch High School, Air Force Junior ROTC. It's now time to announce the All-Service Division team finishing in second place in the Cisco NetAcad Challenge. Each student on the second place team will receive a $1,500 educational grant from Cisco Systems. Cisco NetAcad Challenge All-Service Division runner-up is Team Entropy. Fullerton Composite. All right, now it is time to announce Cisco NetAcad Challenge All Service Division winner. Each student on the first place team will receive a $2,000 grant from Cisco Systems. All right, drum roll. Cisco NetAcad Challenge All Service Division winner is Team TX Patriot Mate 64. Theodore Roosevelt High School, Army Junior ROTC. It is my pleasure now. That's just awesome. It is now my pleasure to announce the Open Division team finishing in third place in the Cisco NetAcad Challenge. Each student on the third place team will again receive a $1,000 educational grant from Cisco Systems. And the third place winner is Cyber Aegis Tempest from Del Norte High School. All right, it's now time to announce the Open Division team finishing in second place in the Cisco NetAcad Challenge. Each student will again receive a $1,500 educational grant from Cisco Systems. And the runner-up is Team Half Dome, Franklin High School. All right, and we are now time to announce the Cisco NetAcad Challenge Open Division winner. And again, each student will receive a $2,000 educational grant from Cisco. All right, here we go. NetAcad Challenge Open Division winner is, and overall winner is, Cyber Aegis Drift.
Congratulations and thank you, Mr. Carlo. We value our partnership with Cisco and thank you for your gracious support of the program and for Cisco's generous donation of scholarships. And with that, it's the moment we have been waiting for. Time to announce the winners of the Cyber Patriot 15 National Youth Cyber Defense Competition, starting with the middle school division. The middle school division began with 865 teams, of which just 3 teams advanced to the national finals. To announce our winners, please welcome Aaron Copeland, Vice President of Engineering for Northrop Grumman's Mission Systems Sector.
Okay, so I wanted to say on behalf of Northrop Grumman, congratulations to all of the winners. Northrop Grumman, we're very proud to have been a sponsor of Cyber Patriot since 2010, and we will continue to do so. So good luck, winners, and we will get started with the middle school division winners. So in third place, the other half from Toby Johnson Middle School. And now for the division middle school runner-up. And the runner-up is Cyber Aegis Eris from Oak Valley Middle School. And now for the middle school division national champion. Our first place winner is Cyber Aegis Vitalis from Design 39 campus.
All right, thank you, Mr. Copeland. Before we announce the winners in the All Service and Open Division, would Akhil Guntar, Jonathan Lin, Akshay Rohatgi, and Alvin Zhang from Del Norte High School, and Chan Chung and Brian Nee from Troy High School please join me on the stage? As in many nationally prominent and competitive leagues and programs, Cyber Patriot has created a special award to recognize participants who have demonstrated exceptional leadership in the program. The Cyber All-American Award recognizes participants who achieve the distinction of being designated a national finalist in each of their 4 high school years. This year, we have 6 new Cyber All-Americans. Cyber Patriot is proud to present the Cyber All-American Award to these individuals. Congratulations again to each of our new Cyber All-Americans on their outstanding achievement. We are excited to announce this year that Cyber Patriots Cyber Silver sponsor, Gannon University, is offering to the top teams in the all-service and open division a renewable 4-year and undergraduate scholarship to their institution. National championship team members will receive a full scholarship to Gannon University. Second place team members will receive $4,000, and third place team members will receive $3,000. Now on to the all-service division winners. The 13 all-service division finalists have worked very hard to be here this week. From 1,509 teams, the field has been narrowed to these 13 finalists, and everyone should be proud of their efforts. They all deserve a round of applause. To present the All-Service Division Awards, we have a special guest tonight. Please join me in welcoming the U.S. Space Force Deputy Chief of Space Operations for Intelligence, Major General Greg Gagnon.
Hey, good evening. I would like to change the script a little. If you're a competitor, I want you to stand up. If you competed in this competition, please stand up. I would like, we got some music, we can chime that down. I'd like you to help me say thank you. And I'd like you to help me say thank you to those adults who are in the room who helped get you to here. There are countless parents, there are countless teachers, and there's countless volunteer mentors that are with us today. And this just doesn't happen. This is something that's quite an achievement, but I know you didn't get here alone. So please help me say thank you to them. And I've got one other thank you before you sit down. Now, unlike my kids who, when they went on spring break, didn't come home with scholarships, many of you are coming home with money. Many of you are coming home with new skills. And that doesn't happen if we don't have the corporate support and corporate sponsorship that we see in this room. America talks a lot about staying strong and staying safe. But in order to do that, it takes a whole of society. It takes corporate citizens like this that, regardless of the bottom line, say that we need to give back. Because when we need to build skills in the young generation that we see standing up, we need to reward what we want to see. That's how we motivate, and that's how we incentivize. So on behalf of them, and hopefully with their help, I'd like to say thank you to you. And I know some of you are in junior ROTC and some of you aren't. And if we were in ROTC in college, I would tell you all we're going to do air squats while I talk so that we can build lower body strength, but you're not. So why don't you have a seat? Okay. And I'd like to tell you that I'm grateful to be here with all of you and my friend Stu, who helped put this together on the other side of the podium. He asked me to do this, and he tried to explain what this was all about. And before he could even finish his second sentence, I said, "You don't have to tell me about Cyber Patriot. My son did this." So my son did this about 4 or 5 years ago. But, you know, we had a team that's called the Other Half. No, the Gagnons were the other half. We didn't get an invite to nationals. We got knocked out in San Antonio by that other high school, and we never got to be here. So, Stu, thanks for the opportunity to be here. I know there's some people who want to get some good news. So I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who helped these students get here today. And for the students that are here today, continue to do hard things. Continue to do hard things, even if you're the only person in the room. And continue to do hard things because America needs you to do hard things. So let's announce some winners. All Service Division, third place goes to Team TX Patriot Bates 64 from Teddy Roosevelt High, Army Junior ROTC, San Antonio. And our runner-up is the Terabyte Falcons from Script Ranch High School, Air Force Junior ROTC. Hey, Laura, first place goes to Runtime Terror.
Thank you, General Gagnon, for joining us this evening and to inspire the next generation of cyber defenders. Finally, from a field of 2,890 teams, just 12 made it to the national finals this week. Please join me in congratulating the 12 Open Division finalists for their hard work and success. To announce the Open Division winners, please welcome back AFA's chairman of the board with his glowy shoes, Bernie Scotch.
It is my pleasure to announce the the Open Division winners. And now we'll start with the Open Division third place winning team. Keep that drum rolling, Kent. The Open Division third place winner is Cyber Ages Drift from DL, Norte High School. And the Open Division team finishing as national champion runner-up is Team Half Dome from Franklin High School. The national champions in the open division. Cyber Aegis Tempest from Del Norte High School.
All right, thank you, General Scotch. Cyber Patriot is just one small part of the Air and Space Forces Association. To learn more about the great work that AFA does, go to afa.org. Registration for Cyber Patriot 16 will open on April 1st for any middle school or high school team that would like to participate. Go to our website to register. Thank you and good night.